Hello, 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 and welcome to B-Skelly Stories, our very, very first episode. My name is Rose.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kahaki, and I cannot believe we're here. I cannot. It's been a
What?
year, and I'm even surprised that we made it.
I know we've talked about this for so long,
Absolutely.
and to see it come to life,
Yeah.
it's surreal. It kind of brings a little bit of tears in my eyes.
Yes,
Like
I know it's been a
we're
long, many
podcasters.
conversation. I know we're actually podcasters. We went to school, we studied, and now we're
We're
podcasters. It's like,
podcasters.
what?
Amongst many hats that we wear.
Yes, true.
I think. I think it's quite. It's a good place to be at
Yeah,
right now.
not
right?
bad, not
Yeah,
bad at
yeah.
all. So I'm glad that we're here, but let's tell everybody a little bit about us.
So Rose is a firstborn of 4 girls, born 46 years ago. A mother to 2 girls, wife. My daughters are teenagers. We are almost same height. Okay, I'm slightly taller. They feel that they'll catch up with me very soon, but we're semi-empty nesters, with my firstborn daughter in college and the second one following very soon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kahaki, and I'm a child of God. I am a wife. I'm a mother to 3 amazing teenagers. They're amazing sometimes. Most of the time, actually. I also work. I work in the real estate sector. I work for family business. And now I am a podcast host. Can't believe, I don't know how that happened, but here I am, podcast host.
Professionally, I'm an accountant by profession. Started, I went to Catholic University and then went to Strathmore to do my CPAs. And, I started off in an accounts department and a lot of number crunching, and along the way, picked up into leadership or financial management leadership. And to date, I have worked on all levels of management at the helm of institutions. So yeah, I think I can say I'm well-rounded from being a finance professional all the way into leadership.
I love to do all things extreme. I think I like pushing the boundaries a little bit. I like to work out. I like to cycle. I love to run. That's one of the things I love to do. I love to cycle, and now I've started doing triathlons, which I've come to really, really like.
I'll most likely engage in an outdoor activity. I'm an outdoor enthusiast. I've been hiking, running, cycling, and doing a lot of work outdoors. I think that gives me a lot of opportunities to distress, to get out of those 4 walls or behind the desk, which really is not healthy many times because you sit long hours, you're behind the computer, on the screen. So venturing into the outdoors was very appealing to me. And then I found myself doing all manner of things outdoors, I started off running.
In 2020, COVID happened, of course, and we all were looking for ways to get out of the house. And a couple of us started cycling from the club, Karen County Club, and we became friends. And actually, that's how I actually met Rose. So a lot of people think Rose and I have known each other for eons, but we literally met in August. I remember we started cycling August 2020, and we cycled together, a group of us, and that's literally how cycling started. We started cycling. And then the following year, which was 2021, a friend of ours was like, oh, there are these guys who are cycling through, I think they're cycling through Africa, and we're going to join them on the Kenyan leg. So we cycled, we got back to cycling like 6 weeks to this event, and then cycled to Naivasha, which was the first extreme cycling activity I did.
Kaki is my friend, a very good friend. We've not known each other for too long. I must say we've only become friends in the last 4 years, and that was when we started cycling. I mentioned over COVID, cycling became something that we started to do. And I met her on one of the rides, and we didn't talk much. I didn't know her even from before, but we started meeting more and more often on the rides, and somehow we clicked. We'd sort of find ourselves talking about more or less the same things, and I think over time we found ourselves becoming I would say closer and closer.
If I suggest something extreme, she doesn't get shocked. She doesn't think, oh, you are such a foolish child, you should stop this. She's like, yeah, let's go. So I think all these things, all fitness, wellness, and other things that we do, which I won't mention on camera.
B-Skelly stories, a year ago, didn't exist. And you do recall that it was after we had gone round the mountain.
Yes.
I think we did a bike parking
April, May,
escapade, if I may put it that way. And when we came back, I think word had gone round, and we got an interview with one of the radio stations. Mm-hmm. And after we finished, I think it was, you remember, we had so many stories because we went for coffee.
Yeah, we went to the Java, I remember.
Yes. It was in Tao.
Yes.
So we went for coffee. And while we were there, we were thinking, but we never told them this. Yeah. We never said, gosh, if only we had said this. Then we realized we had so many stories to share. And this is just over this 4-year period. We've been together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the reason we came up with the name B-Skelly Stories, I think if I recall, we looked at a number of names and we settled on B-Skelly Stories, because that's kind of the thing that linked us all, that linked us together. Yeah. Because we met cycling.
Through cycling. If it wasn't for cycling,
I would not be sitting here today.
Very true.
And would not be podcast host. Hello.
You know.
So that's how the B-Skelly Stories name came up. So
thanks to the bicycle.
Yeah, thanks to the bicycle.
Which is B-Skelly. So B-Skelly is bicycle in Swahili.
Yes.
For those who don't know.
Yeah.
What are these stories? I mean, when I think about it, I can say very many things about cycling, but also through the process of cycling, we've pushed ourselves to other, horizons.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've explored other things.
We've climbed mountains together.
We're
now doing triathlons.
From the roof of Africa.
Yes, imagine.
Just last year.
Imagine. Yeah.
That's Kilimanjaro, And I'm running, but forever running. I think for us, at least you and I, we found out that we had running as our base. Yeah, we had run longer than we have cycled.
Yes. So cycling is now becoming the thing. I think it's kind of overtaking.
But we still call ourselves runners who ride.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so we still insist on that.
Absolutely.
And very recently we took part in the relay marathon.
People may not recognize us because now we're not wearing our lovely wigs.
I know.
that we had on.
In full costume.
Yes, we were.
But that's not even the story.
Yes.
The story was how
it rained.
Yes. And rained. I don't know, it was cats and dogs and all the animals, domestic animals.
Absolutely.
And
part of the team almost quit.
Yes. You want to say that?
Yes.
If it wasn't for you, honestly, I think we were packing up. And we were all too happy to say, we woke up, we saw, and we went back.
It rained and we went back and said no. But we ran in the rain and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And we thank God for that, But that's one of the many, many stories we're going to share on this podcast.
Yes.
We're hoping to hear other people's stories, looking forward to hearing other people's stories.
True.
Looking forward to interviewing very interesting people. We're hoping to interview Michael Oroa from Team TriFit. Yeah. We're hoping to interview
the Joyriders.
You
do know that is home.
Yes, for sure. That is home.
That is home.
That'll be our number one.
That is our
and
home.
Our coaches.
And our coaches are wonderful. Kamau Kuria and Captain Angie, and our cheerleader Eva. She's a heckler. She calls herself the heckler.
Yes.
And
absolutely, we're going to interview.
That will be a lot of fun because then they can also, tell us their story, which we know we've been part of. But for a moment there, I think they went a little bit ahead and did more on the cycling bit.
Yes, and they can tell
than
us the
most of us
backstory
have.
of Joy Riders and how Joy
Exactly,
Riders started. So
exactly.
we're looking forward to hearing about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Olympics is coming up, so we're definitely going to be discussing the Olympics.
Yes.
And hopefully getting some interviews of people who are preparing for the Olympics and interviewing them and seeing how they're going, how that's going along.
How that's going along.
And looking forward to listening to a lot of different stories around fitness, around wellness.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to people around nutrition and fitness as well.
True.
And I think we want to talk about the people that support the whole
ecosystem
of
fitness, because it's now, it's a whole package.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll probably, we'll bring on board people we can relate to or relate with in terms of what they're doing and how they're supporting the fitness world.
Yeah.
And people we admire.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
more than anything else, there are lots of people out there we admire. And particularly those who are still keeping at it, either in their old age or very engaged in their, their industry captains, and they still manage to keep fit.
Yeah.
So we want to ask all these questions about how do they do it,
and why.
Yeah,
really.
I know my why.
Yeah. What is your why, Rose?
To maintain the hot body, chick. Hello. I got to keep.
Okay, that's a good reason. That's a very good reason.
Know
Why not?
I
do it to keep saying.
That too. Because many times I have run to pound the demons of the office, or whatever. Something is coming up and you think, okay, let me go for a run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. They say, as a runner, you run to distress. Other people think of running and they get stressed.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like my kids.
Yeah. Like, why?
Why run?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But there's also the aspect of motivation.
Absolutely.
As mothers, I think we both have teenagers. It's been very important to set the example. You don't force somebody to do something, but you just let them see. You lead by example. How you do it.
Lead by example, absolutely. Yeah. And hope that they'll follow.
I think it's kind of working. I must tell you. My first daughter is in college, and one of the ways she's kept herself busy when she's not in class is in the gym.
Oh, nice.
And no pressure,
fantastic.
I mean, I would probably have been putting a lot of pressure if she was at home.
Yeah, but she's doing it all on her own.
Yeah, but no,
because she's seen how important it is and how she's seen you do it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always asking about, what did you do this weekend? Did you do this? I did this. So we sort of now have we can trade stories on the same page. Yeah. So.
Great. So
it's going to be a very interesting year with all the conversations we have in store
and all
here.
The stories that we're looking forward to hearing and that we're going to share, because we have our stories.
Our own stories.
And we're going to be looking forward to hearing everybody else's stories on this podcast. So please do share your stories with us. And we have a few giveaways. We won't tell you exactly what it is, but if you tell us a good story, you'll get something from us.
You'll get something for sure.
So please do share, subscribe, follow us, and we look forward to hearing your stories. And please engage with us because we're looking forward to it.
Yes. At the end of the day, with every episode, we want to leave our audiences feeling they have something that has touched them. So we want to impact our audience.
Absolutely.
We want to have fun.
Yes.
I think it's evident, I hope it is evident, that what we do, despite the insanity behind the scenes, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I was going to say that, like, really? You climbed Kili and it was fun? It was somewhere in there. Yeah.
Somewhere. There was fun. Even as
fun.
We were, sweating, profusely, we were having fun.
Yeah.
And then engaging. By that, we mean that, as you've said, let's trade stories.
Yeah.
Share. It could be a fun story, it could be a sad story, it could be an inspirational story, whatever it is. We want to hear from you because everybody has their story and no one fitness journey is like another.
Yeah, absolutely. Not at all. Not at all. So we're looking forward to it.
Okay.
Rose, I know you have a story yourself about how you've come back from knee surgery and other issues that you've had, and I hope you'll tell us in the course of this podcast what happened and how you've been dealing with it, and we want to hear from everyone else, because I know a lot of people have had their struggles, whether it's weight gain and trying to lose it, trying to lose weight and trying to and coming back from that, and all manner of, not just weight, even just injuries. Maybe you're really a fit person and you're working out and you have a major injury that just sets you back, and sometimes that can just set you back until you're just like, you know what, I'm not even going to start. So those are the stories we're looking forward to hearing. And I'm sure we're going to hear many of those, and we'll be speaking. We'll start with your story, Rose, and I know we'll speak to many other people around that.
Yes, and I'll be happy, to share as we go along. But you bring to mind the cycling journey when we started off. If you remember, I think it was on the third or so session when I had this freak accident, and it was.
I remember.
You remember,
oh my God.
And remember what it did to you and a few of the other cyclists.
I think I stopped cycling for a bit because of it. I stopped cycling for a bit because of you.
For a long time. I think
and
almost 6 months.
You continued for a bit, actually. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I came back the next Sunday. We used to cycle on a Sunday.
Yes,
we used to cycle every Sunday.
Yeah.
This was during COVID. And the reason why I actually came back the next Sunday was I didn't want that injury to take away from me this good thing that I had found.
That's
luckily I was not immobile.
Yeah.
I was able to get up and continue pedaling, but it shook me a bit, and I sort of had to really dig deep to come back.
Wow.
To come back. So and then I didn't want the team as well to sort of lose momentum on account of that.
Yeah.
So some of you sort of stayed away, but we kept, I kept going, and I was happy. That resilience, was enough for me to know that you can bounce back from anything. And there's so many other such stories, which we're going to hear from some of the people we intend to talk to along the way. And looking at when does one start a fitness journey? It's not limited to, in your teens or your 20s or your 30s or 40s. Really, you can start from wherever you are.
That's true.
If you know how we celebrate birthdays, cycling.
Yeah.
So if I'm turning, 40, then we'll cycle 80.
Mm-hmm.
More and more often these days, we are cycling 100 plus, because that's where
we're at.
Hint, hint. Anybody knows? So we're all doing 100, double our age.
Yeah,
so that tells you the sort of average age group of the team.
Yeah.
But that doesn't leave out also the beginners, or the younger generation, because we also have a big squad from the Joyriders team,
who are
the young girls
and I think
guys.
we'll definitely get time to take time to interview them, because we've seen some of our young boys from Joyriders graduate from Joyriders and go to Team Amani, and they're training there. So I think I look forward to speaking to Dongo and Stanley and just seeing how they're doing and what's happening to them, and they're excelling actually. And seeing what they're doing on that end.
And then you remember when we started, there was this young boy, Fearless, who was cycling with us. He's Ugandan, and he's now, doing cycling at an international
level. Yes,
elite
absolutely,
level. Jordan Schleck. We hope to bring him here as well, and have a conversation with him about his transition from local dusty roads, cycling with us, to cycling just
at another
back from
level altogether.
LA or something. He was in California. So I think there's quite a bit of people we have met along the way who we can bring on board to share their stories.
And tell us how they started, because it's interesting you mentioned Jordan, because literally Jordan was there on day one. When we first started cycling, Jordan was there on day one. I remember actually there's a lady who came with an electric bike. I don't know if you remember that. She came with an electric bike, and then the battery died or something. So poor Jordan had to ride her bike because, of course, on the bike dies, the bike becomes
too
heavy.
heavy, yes.
And then she rode his nice car bike and he was able to. So I remember that, yeah. So he really literally started. We started with him uko kwa, like at the very beginning.
Kwa ground.
Kwa ground, yeah. And I can't believe he's doing all these amazing things.
Amazing. So it will be, I really am looking forward to what we have
all the stories
in store.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually quite excited about this. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be
engaging, and it's going to be impactful.
Yeah.
Our second episode is really where we need to start. Because you and I met cycling, as we mentioned,
right?
And then Angie started Joyriders, which we joined and are, I think, active members of. And so, of course, it would be remiss of us to even begin this podcast without interviewing the Joyriders team and our two coaches who have literally walked this journey with us. Joyriders will be our next episode, so please don't miss out. We're looking forward to interviewing them. Who will we be interviewing?
Of course, the coaches.
Yes, definitely.
Kamau and Kuria. And Captain Angie.
Yes.
Heckler number 1,
Eva.
And, I'm not sure who else will be there, but at least I'm very certain that we should have those 4 on board.
Yeah,
and really, with them, the story is complete.
Yeah,
they have the background,
how
it all came to be.
How it all came to be.
Yeah.
So subscribe, follow, comment, and don't forget to watch our next episode. So I'm Kahaki, and this is B-Skelly Stories.
And I'm Rose, and we are looking forward to our next episode, our second episode on B-Skelly Stories. Please do join us, and thank you for watching today.